landing, it's not as hard of a hit on the line tension, which is part of the scariness of a trick. So she's just asking for a little bit of a throttle chop. What's up everyone, Shaun Murray here at OWC, and joining me today I've got little ripper Kitt Smith. Kitt, how old are you?
11.
11 years old, and you're in 5th grade?
Yep.
Right? And how long have you been wakeboarding?
2 years, I think.
2 years? Only 2 years and she rips. You guys are gonna see her ride in just a second, but I got a pretty cool story. So Kitt, what board do you ride?
Murray Jr.
Yes, it's a HYPERLITE Murray Jr. And check this out. Here it is. This is one of my kids' boards.
Right.
We've had some pretty cool graphics, and this was kind of my kid's idea with a little bit of a kind of an 8-bit logo with the Monkey Strong graphic. And you were riding this board at one point, right?
Yeah.
And
I had 2 of them.
2 of them. And not only that, but you went and competed at Nationals, Worlds. How'd that go?
2nd? Something right?
That's pretty good. So I get to run into her at a bunch of the different Nautique Nationals, Nautique Worlds. And so when I was there, I posted up a photo of you as well as a bunch of the other junior riders. And I said, hey, anybody who's riding a HYPERLITE Murray Jr., come up on stage, let's take a photo.
I remember that, yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
This board actually popped up a bunch because all the kids brought them up and they were riding this one maybe the year before. So there was a bunch of HYPERLITE Murray Juniors up there.
Yeah.
The thing was, is there were a lot of girls.
Mm-hmm.
And
they had a lot of that board.
of this, right? So HYPERLITE actually saw that photo and they said, there's a lot of girls. I think it's about time we do a Murray Juniors girl graphic.
Yep.
You want to show it to them?
The front of it.
Spin it around right here. This is it.
I
Go
actually have
ahead.
a bathing suit that kind of looks like this. I have it on my arm.
So you match in your swimsuit?
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's very cool.
So we'll show them the bottom too. I happen to put my Herbie Hancock on there. It's
Yeah.
John Hancock, but anyways. This is the base, and much more appropriate for a girls graphic if they want it, but there's also the Murray Jr. boys graphic, and I don't even have it right now. Do you want to know why I don't have it?
Why?
It's sold out everywhere. It's hard to get your hands on. So if you can get your hands on it, here's what it looks like. And it's a pretty cool graphic. So this one, I'm stoked that you guys get to ride it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do you like this shape?
I love it. It's really good.
Me too. You know why? It's the same shape that I ride. I just ride the bigger version.
Yeah.
So when I was shaping my board, I was actually making sure that I had my kids in mind, and not just my kids, but other kids.
Yeah.
And I wanted a shape that was going to be user-friendly for them as well, and that's what this is. It's got lots of pop, smooth landings, soft landings, as well as just fun to butter around. So
Yeah.
you want to go take a rip right now?
Yeah. Let's go.
Sweet. So you want to, oh, and your Instagram handle is right here. And what is it?
The Kitt Smith.
The Kitt Smith. Make sure you follow her. You can follow me, Shaun Murray, as well as HYPERLITE. And let's go have some fun.
Yep.
Cool. And what boat do you normally ride behind?
G23.
You have a Nautique G23. And if you're saying the title right, like I'm doing the walkthrough, it's the Super Air Nautique G23.
Super Air, not to G23.
Hey, that was great. All right, let's go have some fun.
Yep.
Quick disclaimer, you're gonna see me coaching without BB talking, which is a Bluetooth communication system that I always use when I'm coaching people. Now you're gonna see me not using it while I'm coaching Kitt, but it's because we didn't intend to do any coaching when she came to ride. We're just gonna get some clips and leave it at that. I saw a couple things, wanted to share some info, so that's my disclaimer. Okay, that was impressive. You're ripping. You're ripping. Hey, and I don't see too many roll to reverts there. That's pretty cool. And a switch heel side back roll. That's pretty cool. So do these two things. Don't change how you're doing the trick, just how you're thinking about it. So as you come off the wake, really think about what do you see. Okay, that's gonna help with your confidence. The other thing is, how are you riding away from the trick? Don't see your landing as a spot, a helicopter landing pattern. You're more of a runway. So when you see it, see a line. So look for the landing and imagine you're riding a line out, okay? Does that make sense? Cool. I saw your eyes looking for it. I saw you visualizing that runway, but you lost your connection a little bit. So I want you to remember that when you're wakeboarding, your board is pushing and the rope is pulling. Your body is where you're connected, right? So if you go like this, you're essentially disconnecting, or you can disconnect by letting go. So as you're cutting in, I just want you to think, feel the connection here in your core. That means your body is pushed up. You're not necessarily holding it in, but your body is pushed up. So as you take off the wake, push your core into the handle, and as you're seeing the landing, then stay connected through here. It's not just hanging on, but it's your body staying against it and not doing this, okay? So really just keep that connection. If you feel like you're spinning too fast, you're gonna overflip, then you can start to let it out. If you feel like you're gonna underflip and need to speed up, that's when you scoot in closer. Good job. So Kitt's using some really good tools to gain confidence on tricks, and she's asking for a throttle chop, and I believe she gets... Is Kurt Robertson your coach normally? Yeah. So a guy that coaches her, Kurt, I believe uses this technique on the... And Kobe and Tara, they use this too. If you're like feeling intimidated on a trick, you can have the driver basically bring the throttle way back, reduce a lot of throttle as you get to the peak, so that when you're landing, it's not as hard of a hit on the line tension, which is part of the scariness of a trick. So she's just asking for a little bit of a throttle chop. We're also putting a little bit more weight on one side of the boat versus the other, which allows that wake to stand up taller and gives you a little bit of a flatter landing. What Kitt's working on is a backside 180, and as good of a rider as she is, I was like, she totally should be doing this. And there's some things that make it scary, and those two things are, you get disoriented and you feel like the arm is gonna get yanked by the handle. So I've got some tricks to kind of overcoming that, and you can actually click the link above and you can see how to make backside 180s not scary, because they can be pretty scary. But what we do is first work on it with the ollie, where you cut outside the wake with pretty good speed so you get away from the line tension. And one of the things that I was telling Kitt is make sure that you are looking at what you're going over. So yes, essentially look down, which is somewhat unorthodox because most of the time you're told to look where you're going, keep your head up, look down, go down. For backside 180s, I actually tell people to look at what you're going over and watch it go away. So you're actually focusing on your landing and watching that landing go away. And then the next step is to do it inside out. So starting in between the wakes with the boat going a bit slower, and I actually turn to the left for a left foot forward rider, so it creates a bit of a peak. And then that inside out jump is where you can start to watch the top of the second wake as your focal point, and you watch that go away as you're riding away blind. And then the next is to do an outside in one wake with just a little bit faster. So inside out was probably around 15, and outside in we're getting around 16 to 17 miles an hour, and then eventually go wake to wake, but on a really short rope so that it's not intimidating. And behind this Nautique G23, I think she was riding probably about 45 feet, pretty short, and our speed was probably around 17 and a half, 18 miles an hour doing it wake to wake, and then eventually start working your way up. Kitt, that was amazing. I'm sure you guys are impressed. I'm impressed, and you look like you're not only out there boosting, you look like you're having a good time.
Yeah, I am.
That's cool. And what was really cool is that you're not only already progressing a ton, but today you had some progression. And what did you learn today?
My backside 180s.
Backside 180s. And what was some of the things that kind of helped you that we talked about? There's no pressure, but if there's something you can remember.
Spotting the wake.
Right, spotting that landing. Too often when people spin backside 180s, they keep their head up like this, looking around, but you're actually looking down at the water. Did that help?
Yes.
I know it helps me. So, Kitt, where were you born and raised?
Missouri.
Missouri. I lived there for a long time too. That's pretty sweet. And now you're down here homeschooling for the winter time, getting some time on the water in Florida. That's pretty cool. Your parents allow you to do that for a little while.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, anything else you want to share? No?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, Kitt, thank you so much for joining, and thank you guys for watching. If you guys have questions and comments, you can do that below. Always appreciate it when you like and share. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when things are going live. No matter what you're doing, always enjoy your ride. Peace. Wanna say peace?
Peace.